Do not let any one person in this lifetime control your financial narrative as a woman. Whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, whether you, just figure out a way in which you have some sort of access to your finances, you can make it and you're in control of your financial narrative. Welcome back to another episode of The Woman Experience. By the time you'll be watching this, I'll probably just have turned 40. So my birthday, I'm a February baby, and I really wanted to come on here and share just like random lessons, reflections I'm learning about life. You know, they say life, what's that thing? Life starts at 40, whatever that is, I don't know. But let me tell you, I have learned quite a lot of things about life. And I know I'm not near like scratching the surface of all the lessons I've learned, but I've attempted to somewhat write some things down. So this is going to be a fun episode. I won't explain much on some things, but really at the core of who I am, this is what I believe I have learned in this life. In the 40 years I have lived on God's green earth, these are a couple of lessons I have learned, and I noted them down as usual so that I don't miss a thing. Number one, the 20s and the 30s are just the ghetto. Not to say that a lot of good things don't happen in your 20s and 30s, but you're just going to go through life and no one is exempt. Relationship drama, things you got into that you shouldn't have, there's just a lot of mayhem in your 20s and 30s. And I feel like towards my 40s, I've become a little bit more grounded. So 20s and 30s, no one is exempt from the madness of it all. And the thing I have learned about 20s and 30s is that actually they are the foundation of the things I'm doing today. I feel like the mistakes that I made in my 20s and 30s, if you make them as a learning point, have just made my turning 40 so much sweeter. So in hindsight, could I have done some things better? Yes, but where I feel is where I've learned the most. Number two, sleep is the ultimate goal. Oh my God, if I could tell you the number of times I have talked to people who are currently struggling with sleep hygiene, me included, and for some reason, it's just, I think we're in a world that is so disconnected from just like, there's just a rush to everything. And so sleep is becoming so important. And I don't know if it's other people. So a lot of insomnia happening, but sleep hygiene is something I'm working on, but I miss the days where I would do like 9-8 hours of sleep without thinking about it. So sleep is something that is so underrated, but so important. Number three, without health and your wellness, nothing else matters. 40s, late 30s, early 40s, this is the time a lot of us have either ailing family members or you're starting to face your mortality and realizing that people who are older in your family or even you, your body is never the same. And if there's anything I've come to realize, health, just like physical, mental health, when you don't have it, nothing else matters. I won't speak much more about that, but like, So in my 40s, I want to be so intentional about my health. There is no end to what the world will demand of you, especially as women who are always trying to do so much. it took me quite a while to understand that you cannot be there for everybody. You cannot do everything. And let me tell you, once you just internalize that, we know it, but we don't internalize it, that you cannot be everything for everyone, it liberates you. So there's no end to what the world will demand of you. There's so many demands on your time. Just make peace with the fact that you're going to disappoint so many people. The other lesson I've learned is nobody really cares as much as you do. I can count so many times in my life where I've either not made a decision or done something because I was a chronic people pleaser. But now that's changing. But let me tell you, sometimes we think that people spend their time just thinking about what you did, who you are, what you're going to do. And until you realize that people have their own problems, things they need to solve, you're not really the center of attention. And even if they are, it doesn't matter. So please, just do your life. People don't really care as much as you think they do. That is also liberated me. The other one is, if you have the love of family members and people who love you, you are really among the lucky few. More than ever, we just have a lot of family disconnect, a lot of family dysfunction around us. And if you have the love of family, or the few members that you connect with and love you and have always been there for you, you are really blessed. Please cherish that, especially because, like I said, life is fragile. It can end at any one time. I think more than ever, we're just realizing how important family is, because when the going gets tough, family is always there. The other thing, I was now reflecting about my finances, is that the ultimate creation for me for wealth is when I use money to save time and not trying to save money and not trying to save money by using time. I hope that makes sense. So you want to create wealth by using money to save on time rather than using time to save on money. And this is what I mean. And this is why I'm so passionate for this, especially for women. Things like having to clean the house, laundry for me, for example, which can take up so much time. Simple things like folding of clothes. I would rather spend a bit of money to save time to do other more important things in my life, like even just spend time with my kids, other than trying to save that money by using my time to do that. So discover for you what you're constantly trying to save your money on and see whether it's worth it, because you have more impact if you're using a bit of money to save time. Life changing for me. And it's just given me so much freedom to do so many other things. It could be laundry, it could be, you know the things we do as mothers, trying to buy groceries every week. Can you subscribe to a grocery service? Because when you put in place such a system, your world changes. The other thing I'm also learning, get comfortable as soon as you can to have conversations about money. For so long, I think I grew up in a culture or in a society where, especially women, talking upfront about money, how to make money, sources of money, how much I need. You would be surprised at how many people are not really comfortable talking about money. And the sooner you start talking about money, the sooner it becomes your friend and you know how to make it. So please don't avoid money conversations. I used to do that for the longest time. And now I am forcing myself to be in situations where how can I earn more money? Because look at the people who are really comfortable talking about money. They are the ones that have it. So that's a lesson for me, and I want to continue to learn it. The other lesson is, which is sort of counterproductive, but money will never be enough. It will never be enough. So choose the kind of money that gives you the luxury that you want. For me, like I said, one of the things I hate to do is laundry. I don't like generally cleaning, and I'm happy to outsource that service. So whatever it is for you, decide what kind of life money buys you that serves you. So if you're one who loves homemaking and doing the cleaning and laundry, perhaps then buy the coolest, I don't know, cleaning accessories or whatever. But to each their own, but the kind of money, the kind of luxury that money gives you should be the one that serves you. Don't listen to people about this is the ultimate, I don't know, wealth you need to create. So choose your own rich life. I forget, this is someone who is really a big proponent of like, what is your ultimate rich life? Decide what it is and then use your money to attain that life. So it will never be enough, by the way, but get comfortable, like I said, talking about it. Number 9, as a woman, the other thing I have also learned about money, do not let any one person in this lifetime control your financial narrative as a woman. We all know how a lot of people have just their decision making and their power has been strained because they do not have the money. Whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, whether you, I don't know, just figure out a way in which you have some sort of access to your finances, you can make it and you're in control of your financial narrative. Because if you let this go, I guarantee you a lot of people will make decisions for you. You will just be left feeling like you're not in control. So please, girl, there's no option. Just have your finances in order. I'm not a financial guru, but just have your ducks in a row where that is concerned. The other thing I'm learning about money, it is a tool. It is a tool for you to be able to get to wherever you want to be. And it has a language, and all you need to do is understand that language. I am far from learning the language of money. This is why you will hear a lot more this year of me in my YouTube channel, as me challenging you and also challenging myself to talk about money, because the people that understand the language of money are making it. And I will focus as much of my time to learn about it so that I can come on here and show you how to make more money, because I'm on that journey myself. So it's a tool, it's a language, and you need to understand it as soon as you can. If you're in your 20s and 30s, I wish I got onto this much earlier. The other one, this was random, so I might repeat some things around family. But the other thing I wrote here is you do not have to agree with every family member. I think when we are younger, we fall into the habit of thinking because it's family that we are aligned, we have to get along. Please know that family members are also fighting their own battles. They have their own personalities. Forget and move on, because so many of us are carrying wounds and grudges and things around family. Let them go. This is a hard one. I've also fought it myself, but I'm realizing I don't have the time and the energy because it keeps pulling you back. So allow your family members, those you don't agree with, the gift of just forgiveness and moving on. Easier said than done, but find a way to do it. This is for all of us with parents. No one is perfect, including your parents. And this was a hard one because I think in the African culture, we just grew up thinking that your mother and father had everything figured it out and they could do no wrong. But as you are adulting and you get to your late 30s, and as I turn 40, I'm realizing the same way I'm trying to live my life and figure out things is the same way my mother was and is still doing. The same way, your parents are still figuring out life the same way. So please, please be gentle with your parents, because we hold them to such a high pedestal that when they break our hearts, everything crumbles. So forgive your parents. But also, in a lot of ways, another lesson is my mom was right. My parents were right about so many things. I now grow older and I'm like, oh my God, mom, you are right. Dad, you are right. On some aspects of life, because there's something that they had seen in their lifetime and they knew that you are not going to be exempt from some of these experiences. So yeah, mom, I know you listen to my channel. You are right on so many fronts. And yes, I need to learn how to save money and not spend it all the time. The other one, friendships evolve. Oh my God. We also in our 30s especially form a lot of friendships, a lot of networks, and sometimes they disintegrate. People move on. Life just happens. So evolve as your friendships evolve and let people go. Which leads me to my next point, which is for me very, very important. Sometimes you are the toxic friend. If you meet everyone right now, they'll talk about a toxic friend, a toxic person. But trust me, in one way or another, you have been the toxic friend or you have been the one that had the issue. And it's fine because no one is talking about, we're always playing victims when friendships are concerned. I think the flip side is true. Sometimes you're the toxic one. So learn to say sorry when you are the person that was on the wrong. The other one is at any given time, I can change my mind, I can become somebody else. And this is so liberating. I don't know why I never thought of that until about 2 years ago. Because sometimes we are so stuck in our ways, so stuck in who we are, what we've always known. And by the way, I can wake up tomorrow and decide to tour the world and save money for it and tour the world. I can literally decide to be something else and the world will adjust. Remember my point on no one really cares? You are so much trying to think of what people think about you. They are moving on with their lives. So at any given time, I'm allowed to change my mind. I love Viola Davis, and the other day on Instagram, she was talking about when you have the chance to disappoint others or disappoint yourself, always choose disappointing others. Not in a reckless way, but what she meant is so many times we often forget what we really want. So please, 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 please disappoint others as much as you can. Take that class. Leave that toxic relationship that's not serving you. Just ask yourself, who am I and what do I want? This is so hugely important. And you can always choose a new identity. Which takes me to loving yourself so hard is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself, which is, for example, I am a mother, I'm a wife, I am a career person, I have this YouTube channel. But the thing is, I cannot pour from an empty cup. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm loving myself so hard and prioritizing what I want to do at each given time, that people around you know your non-negotiables, they know where you stand. So that is so important. Find the ways in which you sing a love song to yourself. I don't know what that looks like. For me, it is as much rest and sleep, which I'm trying to work on. So love yourself so hard, girl, and don't always think about other people first. The other one is, where did life go? Now that I'm turning 40, I'm like, what? Did 40 years just swoosh by? Me, 40. By the way, I swear I'm just feeling 25. I still don't know how to navigate this thing, but like, that's the lesson. It happens so fast that there's this sense of urgency I now have in my life to be more impactful, to give value, to also be a better version for those around me, because life is fragile. And I think I want to end there, which is, girl, life is happening, so don't stay the same. Love yourself so much, because 40 is here. Before I know it, I'll be 50, I'll be 60, and I just want to live a very, very purposeful life. And I'm starting to think through what that looks like. And I hope I would give a gift to a 20, 30-year-old something to think about what is the dream life that I want and what kind of impact do I want to leave on this world. Because, I'm 40 and pray a lot more. For me, just those moments of prayer and talking to God have just really grounded me. Prayer for me in early 20s, 30s was a nice to have. Now it's a must have, because sometimes life happens. But I'm just finding in those still moments, or when I'm in my car, or when I'm just alone, prayer is very grounding. So let me know, for those of you who have turned 40, what were some of the life-changing things? Mine were in no particular order. And these other fun ones, like I cannot be bothered to look for parking. There's a tolerance for... there's a tolerance I don't have, which is I'm like, oh my God, how, by the way, if I'm going somewhere and there isn't like a parking spot, I'd rather now just Uber. But anyway, those are the other sides of, as you grow older, your tolerance, your patience just is, the bar is lowered. So anyway, let me know what lessons that you learned, especially for those of you who have already turned 40. Tell me what was interesting, because there's so much I could write, but I thought these were interesting ones. But yeah, the next time you see me, I'll be 40 plus. And the woman experience is now being led by this fabulous 40-year-old who still feels 25. But I hope you'll stick around because we're going to have an awesome year. So thank you and God bless. See you next time. Bye.